China is copying what America did post-World War II and using carrots. And guess what? Most other countries prefer carrots to sticks. And so it should be no surprise that China's been winning a lot of friends that way.
Yeah, but do people really want to do business with with the slave labor government that's looking to, clean your clock militarily and economically? I mean, China does have is sort of, driven on a single purpose. And, listen, I agree with you that one of the sort of huge problems with the whole tariff arrangement was that we went to war with everybody. We should have went to war with China, obviously, and focused on them and built relationships with everybody else. That doesn't mean we have to, just roll over on the EU so they don't spend their fair share on defense. But there was a way of doing it that they didn't do it. But be that as it may, you kind of play with fire with China, where you don't know the accounting, you don't really know the financial system. It's very opaque. You just don't know where you're putting your money.
But if you are an African country right now in need of a port, in need of something practical, you're not going to sit there and worry about the accounting in China right now. You want a port, or you want some assistance and help. Same
That's
in
an
Latin
African
America
country, but that's an
or
African
Latin
country.
America, in Latin America, and
That's a little different. Is
and right
Brazil
now you're
really?
looking at, I mean, the US government is so unreliable and unpredictable in the eyes of the rest of the world that at least China, you kind of got some sense of what it's trying to do, where it's going. I mean,
Communist
Trump on,
dictatorship.
off, on, off, on, off,
Oh, come on. You're comparing the Trump administration, as bad as it is, to the Chinese communist government that enslaves people, does ethnic cleansing. I mean, it does some of the worst things in the world. Steals your IP, obviously but you can't trust them when you're trading with them. I mean, this is a sort of a mercantilistic, militaristic economy. Again, I don't know about Trump. I mean, he's
well,
trade.
mercantilistic and militaristic is exactly what the rest of the world thinks the Trump administration is right now.
More than China.
I'm not saying I'm not doing a contest here. I'm simply
No, but
saying
it is a contest.
that if you go back 10 years ago, America could say that it was not primarily mercantilistic and militaristic. Right now, it looks like it is. So
Right,
ironically, America thought that
to a certain extent.
Well, America thought that China would become more like it 20 years ago. In fact, America today is becoming more like China.
Wait a second. We let China get away with murder, evade all the sort of rules of the WTO, of all these trade agreements. Excuse me if I'm misspeaking here. We let them get away with it, and all they did was screw the rest of the world and us. And that is a verifiable fact. So the fact that the Trump administration wants to come in and straighten things out, I don't know why the world would think we're somehow the bad guys in all this.
Okay, but let me take it from the point of view of Brazil right now, okay? Because as far as Brazil's concerned, they're not sitting there saying, well, China can't be trusted and America can be trusted. They've just been told they're going to have massive tariffs, not because of their own trade deficit, because Trump doesn't like what's happened with Bolsonaro in the law courts. Right. They don't know whether they can sell soybeans into America or not. And at the same time, they have China that is pretty damn consistent and providing assistance and saying, yes, we'd love to take your soybeans, and no, we're not going to change the tariff rate every 5 minutes. So you're comparing apples and oranges here in terms of people who are sitting there as trading partners.
But they said that to the rest of the world as they were fucking them for years. Excuse my French.
Who, the Chinese?
Yeah.
And they keep buying soybeans in a reliable way.
And they keep fucking their trading partners.
So how are they fucking Brazil right now?
I don't know.
I'm not saying about. I'm not.
How
do
they
fuck
Tech. Us for years? How do they fuck the rest of the world when we let them in the WTO? We let them in, and then they violated every clause in terms of dumping products, of every sort of trade rule that could be created that we had that they agreed to. They violated. So why would you trust them?
And why would you trust America right now, which is basically emulating the same tactics?
So you're saying the US,
I'm not saying either. I'm saying China's behavior was appalling. However, I'm sorry, China's behavior has been appalling, but right now the Trump administration's behavior is pretty appalling as far as other countries are concerned.
Everybody's appalling to a certain extent, but are you really giving the moral equivalence between the US and China?
As far as most other countries are concerned in dealing with them as trading partners, yes. Because guess what?
So
at least the Chinese are predictable. The Americans right now are not.
So they're predictable in knowing that they're going to fuck you, is what you're saying.
Well, the Trump administration says up front, one day we're going to fuck you, then we're not. Then we
No,
are, then we're not.
The Trump administration said, here are tariffs. This is what we want from you to trade with us. They did not agree to a trade deal and violate every rule of it. That's a huge different things. They don't employ, the Trump administration doesn't employ slave labor. It's not a closed economy. I mean, I see this is where I get cross with a lot of people on the progressive left. You guys literally equate Trump to the worst thing in the world.
First of all, I'm not on the progressive left myself. I'm more centrist.
Okay.
But secondly, and by the way, I'm an American and European and British as well. So, and secondly,
I didn't say you weren't. I'm just saying. I just called you.
Yeah. No, I've often been told because of my accent, I must be a sort of European socialist or whatever. But secondly, I would say that both are going down wrong paths and have gone down wrong paths in recent years.